Hello everyone, welcome to Urvashi Teaches. I hope you are doing good. I am back with yet another video on your grammar lessons. So this time we are going to learn about the verbs. Now I have divided this into parts so that it does not become very overwhelming for you because verbs is a huge topic and each one needs its own detailing, right? So let's take a look at the verbs. But before that, I hope you got a chance to do the practice exercise of our previous lesson. Let's see how many of you got it all correct. So in our previous lessons exercise, we were supposed to identify the pronouns. Please note that in my answers, I have just highlighted what, what all pronouns are there in the sentence. I have not detailed the categories that we discussed in the previous lesson. Like I have not given, suppose say a sentence has my, so I've not written as my as a personal pronoun or say where is an interrogative pronoun. I have not done it like that because those kind of details are really not required in this basic level that we are studying right now. Okay, that was just purely for your understanding how to put together things, right? Let's start. Elsa is my friend. She studies in my class. So there are three pronouns here. I have underlined all three of them. A new teacher joined the school today. He seems to be very strict. Now, this pronoun he, it points to the same teacher. Some students are running down the hall. They are late for their class. Here, some as well as this they are the pronouns. Where is your car? Where is an interrogative pronoun and hence I have underlined it. Each one of you has to contribute for the class picnic. So each one, this is a pronoun here. I admire her paintings. I as well as her is your pronoun in this sentence. They have been ignoring one another since last week. They and one another. These are the two pronouns in this sentence. The dog was licking itself. If you remember, this came under your reflexive pronoun, the one in which we add self or selves. My laptop, which is 5 years old, does not have Bluetooth feature. So, which is the pronoun in this sentence? Did you really do the homework yourself? Now, between sentence 8 and sentence 10, please understand the difference. This sentence is expressing surprise, it is expressing a question. So, this yourself here, it becomes emphasis. Okay, this is your, we are emphasizing this, hence, this is different from reflexive pronoun. This is your intensive pronoun. So please match your answers and let me know in the comment box if you got it all correct. Alright, let's start with our today's lesson. Verbs. What are verbs? Verbs are the words which describe actions of a subject in a sentence. Now, the subject can be the noun or the pronoun in this sentence, and the action can be a physical activity like reading, running, swimming, dancing, or it can be a mental activity like thinking, realizing, worrying, wondering. All these are actions. Now, if you think about it, any sentence that we speak or that we write, it will be incomplete if it does not have a verb which describes what the subject of the sentence is doing. Imagine me speaking a sentence, say, um, Sheena is, that's it. Sheena is. Sheena is what? Sheena is doing what? I have to tell you something more. Suppose Sheena is dancing. Sheena is singing. That gives you more information about her actions. What exactly is she doing? Or what exactly she did in the past, or what she will be doing in the future. But the verbs, they tell you what your subject of the sentence is doing, or did in the past, or will do in the future. Okay, so verbs are an integral part of any sentence, and a sentence is incomplete without a verb. Let's now learn about the types of verbs. First one is action verbs. As the name suggests, they describe an action like physical activity, example, playing, dancing, swimming, or reading or writing. Or it can also describe mental activity, suppose say meditating or worrying or wondering. All those things will come under mental activity. Examples: Nora is eating ice cream. Eating is a physical activity and hence it is an action verb. The next sentence: he is worried about his grades. Worrying, okay, that is also a mental activity and comes under action verbs. The next types of verbs are called helping verbs, and these verbs help give us more information about the main verb, information like timing or the tenses of your main verb. Also, these verbs are helpful when we are forming questions and negative sentences. There are three common helping verbs that we use very often, and I have listed them. First one is to be, second one is to do, and the last one is to have. I have also given various forms of these verbs based on the tenses. However, we will do a deep dive in further slides. I talked about tenses in my previous slides. Now, what are tenses? These are forms of the verbs which indicate the time of that action, whether that action happened in the past or it happened in the present or it happened in or it will it happen in future. Okay? Now, each verb has a root form which is called as the basic form of that word. Example, say dance. Dance is the root form of the verb. If it happened in the past, I will say danced. Okay, I add ed to it and it becomes danced and indicates that the action happened in the past. If it is happening in the present, it is going on in the present, then I will say dancing and it is called as present continuous tense. Okay, and if it is going to happen in the future, I say will dance. Now this will indicates future, right? So my dance becomes the root form, and the variations that I do to indicate the tenses, that is your that is done with the help of helping verbs, and also I modify the root form of the main verb. Okay, now three basic tenses that we have are past tense, present tense, and future tense. My past tense could be yesterday or day before yesterday or etc. etc. Present tense can be today or now, okay, etc. Future tense can be tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and so on. Let's now take a look at the verb to be and its various forms. Now, this table gives you an idea about which form of the verb to use based upon the tenses with respect to the point of view, the person that we are discussing. Suppose if it is first person and I am talking about myself, then for the past I will use I was doing something. For the present I will use I am doing something. For future, I will use I will be doing something. Okay. The second person, you, it varies. Okay. As well as for the first person, we use were for past. Okay. Example, We were talking, okay, means we were talking in the past. You were talking, you were also talking in the past, okay, so it is the common verb that we use. Next is your third person. Suppose if I'm talking about he or she, I will say he was doing something or she was doing something. But when it goes to the plural noun, when I'm referring to more than one person, I will say they were talking about something. Okay. Will be, the future tense remains same across all these persons. It does not change. All right. It is just that you have to remember which person am I talking about, and you have to remember the form of the verb that you are supposed to use based upon the timing, based upon the tenses that you are talking about. If you are talking about present, you will refer to this column. If you're talking about past, you will refer to this column. All right. Here are a few examples for the be verb form that we just discussed. I am singing. I'm talking about present tense, and that is why I've used am. We were in same college. This tells us that we are talking about past tense. She will be a graduate next year. Next year means a future event, hence future tense. They are here. Now this is plural noun, that is why we have used are here, and this is talking about present tense. He was a famous dancer in his village, talking about a past. Okay, that is why was. Will you be going to school tomorrow? I'm asking for future, that is why I've used future tense. So that's it for our today's class. I'm not going to burden you with a lot of information. Like I said earlier also, this video will be in parts so that you are able to understand the concepts of previous part before we move on to the next one. So I'll discuss more about the verbs to do and to have in our next lesson. Until then, enjoy. There is no practice exercise for this one. So you can just review and revisit the previous videos that we have so far and get your concepts clear and be prepared for the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe and keep learning. Thank you. Bye bye.